Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
You never really know someone until you find out what they've buried. Welcome to Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi, featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
Coercive control. That is the term, I think, that a lot of people are looking at when we examine the case of the death of Mica Miller, which was ruled a suicide. And by, I think, most accounts and objective accounts that we look at, it very likely was a suicide. But can someone be charged in a murder or someone's suicide, driving someone to suicide through coercive control? That's what I think a lot of people are wondering about with Pastor John Paul Miller, the man who was the husband of Mica Miller, as they were going through a tumultuous time in their relationship. Mica talking about abuse to her family, even writing about it in many different places, and wanting to get away from that sort of control. Joining me to discuss, Jennifer Coffindaffer, retired FBI special agent. This has always been a weird story to me. I don't think he went off and killed her, but I don't necessarily, I think coercive control is a big thing in this, and it happens quite a bit with narcissistic individuals and abuse. But the question is, what extent can you charge someone for being a horrible person, allegedly, to a spouse that could drive them to do something like this and end their life?
There is some case precedent, and that's with Michelle Carter.
Okay.
Michelle Carter, back not long ago, only a few years ago, was convicted of manslaughter. What did she do? She coerced her boyfriend through text messages to kill himself.
Yes.
And so there really is some
precedent.
What's the word? There really is some
Precedent.
Case
Yeah.
precedent there for individuals who, urge their loved one to kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem, I think, with this case, unless more comes out, we don't know of any of that urging to be on tape.
Yeah.
Do I think it happened? Oh, I think it's very likely. I think he probably spoke horrible to her from everything we know, and just belittled her. We know about that. Because of the writings that have come out, we know he was horrible toward her. And could he have tried to influence her to take her life? I believe all that, but I don't know how much they're going to be able to document.
Yeah, and it's an interesting angle on this, where what qualifies as this? I mean, was it as blunt as like you should go kill yourself, or is it belittling and just abuse that slowly builds over and over and over till someone just wants to walk away? These are all allegations. It's all speculation. I'm not saying that John Paul did any of this, but there's an FBI investigation going on into him. They went into his house, took computers recently. When you have the FBI on your tail, this is beyond the local police. They've already settled civilly with the family. I'm thinking the FBI thinks they have something here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be continuing to dig into this case, would they?
Oh, the FBI has something, but I don't think it has anything to do with, unfortunately, with her death.
Yeah.
I think what this has to do with is serious financial fraud and white-collar crime violations, including money laundering, tax evasion. I think they're going to get the full money in federal charges against him from a white-collar crime perspective. And quite frankly, that can mean the rest of his life in prison if they're proven.
He's a character. He's almost like a cartoon. Like when you watch him in interviews, I know there was that interview that was on Banfield, like a full hour. It was very fascinating to watch. This is a man who seems to think he's always right, no matter what. I mean, that's at least my personal take on it. Very narcissistic, but speaks in such I don't want to say elegant, but kind of like spiritual ways. And this is the way it should go. And very sure of himself, when maybe everybody on the other side and the outliers are going, what is he talking about? What exactly is going on here? But we've seen, the church itself, this is a pastor who ended up losing most of his congregation because he was sleeping with Mica. Initially, it was an affair, and she was the babysitter of their kids and also the wife of his best friend. Things super Christians do. It just is, it's kind of shocking to me. And then he still tries to spin it. And is it some sort of like love affair or tale that's so wonderful? That to me has also been kind of a weird angle on this. I know people meet in different ways and they connect in interesting scenarios, but this one always struck me as bizarre, especially coming from a pastor.
Yeah, I think it just, at least for me, it just gives me the willies. It's just galling when I see people hide behind religion and say, that they're fine. Mm-hmm. Everything's fine. This is all, divine ordained in some way, all these actions. And yeah. That's how he talks. He talks like all these other ministers that have led cult-like movements and have really lived on the fringe in terms of their morality, really not on the fringe, on the far side of the fringe, committing immoral acts and doing immoral things, and then hiding behind religion as to their, provocation and support for doing the things they're doing. I agree with you, though. Whenever he opens his mouth, I feel like I need a shower afterwards. Yeah. It's just creepy and yucky, and his day's going to come. The Bureau, I think, and the Department of Justice are going to get him for his financial crimes.
Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
All right, true crime addicts, let's cut the crap. You're knee-deep in the gory details of your favorite podcast when suddenly a commercial hits like a bad meal. Seriously? You deserve better. Upgrade to True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts, where you can binge without those annoying ads. Plus, get extended interviews that go deeper into the darkness and early access to episodes so you can be the first to know. It's like trading up from fast food to fine dining, but with more blood. So, go ahead. Search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and feast on the good stuff.